Hello!
Hello.
We are playing World's Dawn. I'm gonna go to sleep.
That's such a way to lead, you know. Hey, welcome everyone. Good night.
The most exciting way to start an episode. But something very exciting happening in the morning. The first spring market.
Ooh, ready. Kind of stuff you're scoping out to get, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to go and see. Oh
Keep
boy,
your options open.
we made a big mistake. I do not have any dog chow for my dog, and the store's closed today. Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry, Bo.
Oh, clear day.
Right.
Clear day. Good.
The first spring market has arrived. Check the spotlight interview. Alexander.
The jovial shopkeeper. Jovial is such a good word for Alexander.
It is,
too.
yeah. All right, Alexander.
But
His humor is certainly not for everybody. All right, I think we should maybe water our crops first.
Yeah.
Do our kind of little daily routine before heading down to the.
that's some good money there.
Yeah.
You got a good bit of money. That's
bad.
good.
Yeah.
That's good for a day like the market day.
There's a few things we can be working towards if we want to kind of think about it, like, you know, long-term goals. It's always good to think about. Do we want an animal? Do we want a cow first? Do we want to invest in a horse maybe to get us around town a little bit quicker? Lots of options.
Yeah. Well, what are you thinking exactly? Are you saving for any big ticket items?
Not really. I think animals, like starting on, you know, the actual ranching part of it and taking care of animals, just because it takes them a little while to start producing eggs and milk and all that. It's good to get started pretty quick. So yeah, maybe we could do that. Horse is always good, just because it cuts down on the amount of energy you use just sprinting around. That's like the biggest thing. Okay.
Gotta water all your crops.
Yeah,
first,
we got plenty of them.
Do you ever feel like you would like more field like plot land and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean it's certainly a big question people have asked before. The game launched with half the amount of spaces.
Really?
And I very quickly realized that people wanted more farming in their farming sims.
No.
Yeah, it's definitely a balance of, I wanted the game to be focused on the socializing and focused on the little community and not necessarily about optimizing your farm and growing the most vegetables and all that. But it's a much smaller, and because of that, it's a much smaller garden than something like Harvest Moon. I think it'd be cool to have different plots around the village. I just didn't want it to become something where it was just a farming game. You know, I saw it as more of a small town simulator.
Small town simulator.
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of in the way I marketed it at first too. It was very clear about this is Harvest Moon inspired, so people went in with clear, a very clear idea about what the game was going to be, and kind of backpedaled right away. And there was a suggestion pretty early on in the Steam comments of like, the Steam description was all about growing crops and raising animals and all that, and I changed it a little bit, reworded it a little bit just to make sure people knew that this is a game about making friends and going to these festivals and all that just as much as anything else. So
It's a game about feeding cats fish.
feeding cats fish, that's just as much a part of it.
Feeding catfish simulator. It's my favorite game type. Absolutely.
Maybe it would sell more copies if I gave it that title instead.
And you should have like cute cat photos, like the clickbait stuff, man. That would be so
Definitely,
good.
yeah. I have a couple cute cats myself. You've
Yeah,
got a
you
cute
do.
cat yourself. I
Yeah.
feel like we could use that. We could definitely milk those adorable little animals. I always joke about it. Like they're not. I don't know. In Harvest Moon or World's Dawn, you've got animals. You've got cows and chickens that produce eggs and milk, and you get a use. Even your dog digs up coins and things. But in real life, pets are. It's like they gotta earn their keep, you know? I gotta make my cats start making money somehow.
Gotta start making a profit.
Yeah. Sell their adorable images on the internet. All right, let's check out this
Market
festival.
Day.
Market Day. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the spring market. Be sure to stop by all the stalls and talk to everyone. Are we going to talk to everyone?
I mean, why not? It's market
You
day.
told us to. Yeah, it's market day.
Everyone can enjoy the festival.
Yeah.
Man.
There's Bryn. Our future
Yeah, I was gonna say
romantic partner, possibly.
So one of the goals on the list certainly is
Yeah, we should definitely start
befriend
making
her
that.
some more.
Mhm. Cool. So he's got a few things today.
Yeah,
We also have a few recipes over there that
Yeah.
Pedal brought, so we can maybe check out what everybody has and make a purchase or two.
Yeah, I mean you might as well, you know.
Yeah.
Market day. You're supporting local business.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
I'm not sure you can ever really do anything else
Yeah.
in Sugar Blossom Village.
Everything is local business, so.
Barley. 2 markets like this every season.
Feeling much better after that stew.
Oh yeah, definitely. He seems very grateful. Not grateful enough to give us a discount
Yeah.
at the market, but grateful.
Grateful enough for sure. How's the recipes? That's for me. It's like I'm kind of like I'm not like a super completionist, but then when it comes to like recipes, I'm gonna be like, oh, I want all these recipes, so
Yeah.
you can make something later on when you got all the ingredients and stuff.
Did you ever get into any like cooking focused games, like I don't know, Cooking Mama or something?
Yeah,
Like
I definitely played a few. The like more recent like the fun like Overcooked type
Oh,
games
yeah.
like that.
Overcooked's
Definitely.
great.
But yeah, no. I mean, they're loads of fun.
Yeah.
They're loads of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little similar to World's Dawn. It's like taking something that's kind of mundane in the real world, you know? Like, I wouldn't want any chefs or bakers to be offended by that. But, yeah, like taking, farming and fishing and all this stuff and making it exciting and
Yeah.
getting into a game that you can get better at and all these, like, layer all these mechanics on it. I was super into Golf Story.
Oh
It
yeah,
came
yeah.
out a couple year or two ago on the Switch. Because it was basically doing for golf what Harvest Moon or whatever
Mhm,
does for
mhm.
farming. It's like taking something simple and then adding RPG mechanics and adding all this kind of like fun world building on top of it.
Yeah, I always love the Phoenix Wright series.
Oh yeah,
It's,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I mean, it's not anything like real world like lawyering business,
Right.
But it's like I don't know. It's just that's just me. I'm just like I love it. So.
Yeah, not every game has to be about shooting
Realism. Gritty
people
realism.
or accomplishing great crazy tasks.
Okay,
There's
so
a glass
yeah,
bottle
I was
there.
gonna say
That one is
that's a
tempting.
pretty good purchase.
Okay, we can check out those
Yeah.
recipes.
I want to see what is Pedal got. Ooh, plain cake.
Plain
Okay,
cake
okay,
recipe,
yeah.
okay,
It's
okay.
plain,
Smoky deviled
Ooh,
eggs.
that's pretty good.
These recipes are pretty decent prices.
Ooh, breaded pudding. Crunchy
toast. Hopefully not too crunchy.
I just gotta like Pedal like crunchy toast. Like just cook the bread a little extra long.
Do you really
Like,
need to buy?
Here's your
Do
recipe.
you really need to buy a recipe for that?
Ooh, supreme pizza. Oh,
pizza.
that's pretty.
That might be a
You
good
got
one. Okay.
some good recipes. You got some options.
I think we should wait on the recipes.
Yeah.
That's my.
Yeah,
developer pro tip.
if you don't have the ingredients
Right.
or the equipment to do it, having those recipes, that's not a super high priority.
Right, and we can always, and we know that in a couple weeks there will be another market, so
Mhm.
we can maybe save up for recipes on the second spring market. I'm gonna buy this bottle because more glass bottles are always good.
You can never have too many of those
There you
bottles.
go.
Yeah.
It's almost like I wrote that native dialogue.
You couldn't get any more developer commentary than that right there.
I'm wondering if that's all we should buy, though. Maybe
Save your money,
save our
yeah,
money
yeah.
a little bit, make more practical purchases early on.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
That's a good idea.
Okay, well,
All right.
we've got a bottle.
All right. Market day.
Market day. Thanks for hanging out with us, you guys.
Yeah, look at that. Such a jolly market day.
Very jolly. And yeah, it was definitely a decision I made to make like talking to people not take any time. So when you are having a conversation, the clock freezes. So things like big events and markets, you don't have to feel rushed running around, and you get a chance to socialize as much as you want to.
See, that's super nice too, especially if you're trying to efficiently plan out a day. To maximize that time, having that a little bit of leeway there.
Right.
Super nice.
And to know, an event like that, it doesn't have to be necessarily an all-day thing, and any other plans you might have around the village and projects you might be working on, you can still do. Speaking of which, I think more money is always a good thing. I might spend a little time fishing.
Yeah.
Might spend a little time perhaps dropping by the mine. That's always a good...
Always good time investments.
Yes.
Certainly.
Revenue. Also, just kind of exploring the village. These, all these little things, these little flowers and fruits and herbs and things pop up every few days. So it's always kind of good to make your rounds and go around and collect what you can.
Now, how do you yourself keep track of just like store openings and stuff like that? Because when I think about it, it's like if you get into a routine, obviously you'll start to know. Oh, I know the bakery opens at X time. But it's like how do you kind of keep that organizational thing?
I think luckily there's not enough businesses in town where it's like overwhelming. I think
you need a spreadsheet of the opening,
especially
time.
Because you're not gonna need all of them all the time. I think the important places, you kind of get the sense of like the bakery is closed Mondays, which I think is right. I could be wrong on that, but like the general shop, is closed on weekends. So if you need to buy, dog food, which we failed to do.
If we absolutely need it.
But yeah, lots of fun little things around town. So even if you don't know exactly what you're gonna find or exactly what shops are open, it's always good to just kind of walk around. And obviously on a day that's not a festival, you would see more folks out and about. Little bunnies hopping around.
Doing their thing. They should go to market day. Everybody attends.
You just walk in and there's like hundreds of critters and
it's market day.
It's market day.
Well, we got some feedback since our last time filming. You up for a couple questions?
Definitely, yeah. We can maybe do a little bit of fishing and answer a few questions.
Can you talk and fish at the same time?
Apparently not. Yes. Okay, I can.
Okay, well, from YouTube comment, Da Bayleaf. I like that name. Da Bayleaf. I like that. It's good. What factors? Okay, this is a multi-part question.
Okay.
What factors determine what someone says? If you have full energy, it's sunny, and you talk to someone in West Village at 10 a.m., they will always say the same thing. Or are there other factors besides the typical weather and low energy factors for conversations?
Yeah, I actually.
Good question.
Yeah, that's a great question. This is the kind of thing that I'm really interested in. In games that Sage Glap.
Hey!
I've got to take a quick break from answering the question because Sage Glaps are awesome.
Sage Glap.
Which amongst is not native to Sugar Blossom.
Well, you just caught an inland sunfish, so obviously
it's got to be one of these other two that are not.
What do you think? You got the first one right.
I know the answer.
Oh!
It's the speckled char. What's he gonna give us? Gleaming
Ooh,
stone. All right.
We'll get some good money there.
Yeah.
If it refines nicely.
I was trying to just dig up some bait, but I guess that's what happens. Occasionally you run into a sage glap. Yeah, so I was actually very interested in this question, as somebody who would love to know kind of the inner workings of games that I really like, the kind of nitty-gritty mechanical dialogue tree and all that. So I went back and looked at the code and all the like spreadsheets I have from the original game's files to see just how many factors were involved in determining and how likely people were to say a certain thing at a certain time. So the first kind of level of it when you talk to somebody is it determines whether a very special circumstance is taking place.
Okay.
So that would be if you're holding an item, or if you definitely one of them is if you're not wearing clothes, or if you are drunk. They kind of notice that right away. There's like a handful of other ones that kind of take precedent over everything else.
Okay.
And then if you get through that list of, crazy circumstances, they will then choose from one of three things, and that is either a comment on the weather, a comment based on their affection level for you. So at each level of heart or ribbon, they have a certain number of like random bits of dialogue that they can share. And then the other one is it kind of cycles through another list of special circumstances that are just kind of less special or less intense. So, included in that would be things like if you have your dog following you, if your health is at a certain level, if there's a festival coming up, or if that was certainly one thing I wanted to add that I hadn't seen in games like this before, is not just what's going on today, but what might have happened yesterday in the town, or if you've won a certain number of lockball matches, they'll comment and say, oh, you're on a hot streak, I hear, just to kind of give them a sense of like they're more aware than you might think of what's going on around town, and kind of make this feel like more of a lively and living place. So that's how the general dialogue tree kind of breaks down, and then the priorities for each one of those is kind of different based on a number of other circumstances too. So like they're more likely to comment on the weather if it's raining or storming than they are if it's just a normal sunny day. If they're inside, they'll obviously have a different set of weather related comments. So yeah, it's a really kind of intense and lengthy process that goes into determining like every time you talk to somebody exactly what from that entire dialogue tree it's going to pick for them to share. Yeah,
and that's real interesting having kind of that tiered system. And I mean, in the example, like the always say the same thing, but it's like like a sample bias sort of thing. Like maybe maybe you'll kind of talk to them with the same circumstances and you might get something similar, but it's like there are so many factors behind it. That's super interesting.
It's certainly possible. I mean, because it is based on random variables to some extent. It's certainly possible to talk to somebody and get the same line of dialogue, but it's also possible to talk to somebody 6, 7, 8 times in a row and get completely different comments from them.
Can I just say it is so nice to have that rather than the one NPC who only has one line of dialogue.
It was a priority for me going into this game, was just to make them feel more like real people. And to just make you feel like you're not just in this town full of robotic sorts of...
And even as you mentioned with the tiers, like, commenting about the weather is not as important as, like, if you have, like, an item, like, like if I see someone, like if I see you, whatever, it's like, hey, it's your birthday, man, happy birthday, instead of being like, it's a little bit cloudy today. Oh, by the way, happy birthday. It kind of makes sense.
There's things around town that if they happened in such a little village, people would be talking about it. Like if you get engaged, or if you can build a second story onto your house, and it seems like the one farm in town, if they added a whole nother story, or if they just bought their first animal, like people would be interested.
A talking point.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Great question.
Yeah,
great question.
I hope. It's a very it's not a flawless system, I will certainly say that, and I've had comments of people saying like they wish they could take their dog everywhere and not hear the same lines about, the dog. So maybe like the amount of, like the percentage chance that it would pick this line versus this line, that could be better balanced or whatever. But it's definitely a system I'm proud of. It's very complex and probably one of the most complex, like mechanically, systems in the game, just to determine.
And it's built such a way to where it doesn't seem like it's a complex like system itself. It's so nice.
You don't. It's not something you notice really playing the game. And if you are not somebody that plays these, if you are again somebody that optimizes or cares more about the farming and doesn't necessarily talk to people too often, you could just play the entire game and not really realize how deep that goes. So.
Prophecy Quest.
Prophecy Quest.
You gotta watch it.
This week, the saga continues as our two heroes travel to the nearby town of Canvas, where they encounter a band of passionate rebels.
Ooh. That actually sounds like an awesome episode.
I'm hooked. Let's sit down and watch.
Hey, did you see this week's episode of Prophecy Quest?
There's a couple villagers who are interested in Prophecy Quest. Bloom, which probably is not a surprise.
Yeah.
Also Seth, the town abbot, is
really?
quite an avid
Okay.
Prophecy Quest fan. Oh, hello.
Howdy.
She's got a southern drawl for sure.
I just came by to let you know that tomorrow is the Silver Stallion Dash. It's a wonderful event for animal lovers. The festival takes place at Honeybrae Pasture and lasts throughout the entire day. You can race one of our horses in the dash and win some great prizes. If you do well enough, we'll even certify you as a capable rider, so you can buy your own horse from our ranch.
Wow.
Hope to see you there, Prophet. Take care.
I'm impressed. I wasn't
That wasn't
expecting you to
very
just
good.
launch right into it.
I mean, like, it's just so full of character in life. It's hard to embody that. So
Marion, yeah, she's
Yeah.
one of my favorites
awesome.
as well. She is just so cheerful all the time.
yes, indeed.
I will give a little tease that some wheat.
Oh, right.
There's a character in a story beside my next game who is pretty similar to Marion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a spiritual successor sort of.
Okay.
Yeah.
The weed.
Some of our wheat.
Yeah, so I think you kind of at this point in time you've drawn out long enough. Your top three, you owe your fans your number one top
All right.
villager.
Let me finish watering my crops.
Uh-huh. The suspense. is
Draw it
killing
out
me.
just a little bit longer. We'll open up the village primer. Countdown again from 3 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll reveal the number one. I bet everybody is just like on the edge of their seats.
I mean, I'm curious. You didn't tell me ahead of time, so I want to know. Got to get your bets placed.
Yeah. The interesting little interactive element of just start taking wagers. All right. So at number 3 we had Bloom.
Bloom.
At number 2 we had Amber.
Mm-hmm.
And at number 1, my favorite villager in the entire game.
Benjamin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Maybe unexpected. There is a hint with him at a slightly tragic backstory of a family he had in the past, and how he came to be in Sugar Blossom, and just the gruff, I'm reading it straight off. The gruff exterior, and little hints of just like how soft he actually is underneath, and I love his kind of rough look. I love the little sound effects and things. I would say Benjamin is definitely top. And I guess there's just like hints of more to him. I think, whereas some of the characters are just pleasant, happy, farming village residents. He shows that there's more to this world outside of Sugar Blossom, and there's more to life than everything being pleasant all the time.
Like that stoic, like hardworking, no nonsense, like archetype, but played at a different way where there's something under the surface.
And you kind of have to work to get it. He doesn't reveal that right away. He has some of the sweetest.
Let me tell you my tragic backstory.
He has some of the sweetest dialogue of any character, just way down the line. If you invest in as him as a friend, or even potentially father-in-law sort of figure, if you romance Hunter. Okay. I think with that reveal, we will end the episode there. Taking a look at this episode's featured fan art before we do.
Boy!
So let me bring it up right here. Mike, you have not seen
No, I haven't.
any of these.
Let's do this.
So
I love
it's
fan
a
art.
big reveal along with
Oh, look at that.
Everybody else. Yeah, so this is, we talked a little bit about Quint last episode, and I just love this. It's like I believe it's like pixel art, so they kind of went in and colored it. Like the colors in the background are so cool, and
the cross-legged.
yeah, the style is just adorable.
I
Like,
love
how
it.
can you not like that? And then a very special place in my heart for Maya, Quint's dog in the game, who is my parents' dog in real life. She just turned 11 last week. She's getting old, but yeah, very, very sweet, adorable, chibi style.
Yeah, no,
Quint.
I love it. I love that smile too. That's just like
Yeah, so this is from, this is from Wolf on Steam. Posted it as I think somebody else requested a cute, version of Quint like this.
This
and
is exactly.
They came
yeah,
back and
this is,
it's yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, thank you for that. And as always, feel free to leave your own art, leave your own comments, leave your own feedback. We love the community involvement.
We love all.
Yeah, definitely. All right, until next time.
Bye.